Hi everyone, it's Coach Fred here, and today I'm going to be going over writing equations of lines that deal with perpendicular slopes. Okay, so perpendicular lines are lines that meet at a right angle. So if I have perpendicular lines, they could meet like this, and if they have this little box here that tells me that that's a right angle, they could also look like this. And there's the right angle. But when we're writing an equation of a line, remember, we've said that the minimum you need to write an equation of a line, so the minimum is a point and a slope. Otherwise, you aren't able to write an equation of a line. And an equation of a line is just, it's like the name of the line. It's how we would graph this line if it's in the coordinate plane. And remember, we've talked about the fact that you want to be able to look at these functions four ways: symbolically, graphically, numerically, and verbally, or as a word problem. So symbolically would be as an equation. Graphically would be what you'd see in the coordinate plane, a graph of it or a picture of it. And numerically, meaning a table of values, points, coordinate points for that line. So first we have to know that if lines are perpendicular, they have opposite reciprocal slopes. Opposite reciprocal slopes. All right, so opposite reciprocal slopes. So if I tell you that the slope of one line is 2 and the perpendicular slope, I'll write it like that, would be -1/2. It's also important to understand the idea of horizontal and vertical lines as they relate to perpendicular. This is a horizontal line, okay? Its slope is 0. It is perpendicular to a vertical line, okay? Its slope is undefined. So let's just think of the slope of 0, okay? If I tell you a slope of 0, then the perpendicular slope would be the reciprocal of that, which would be 1/0. And remember, we've said that 1/0 is undefined. So it is important for you to know that horizontal and vertical lines are perpendicular. All right, now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's look at some questions, okay? A line, we're trying to find an equation of a line that is perpendicular to a line with a 0 slope, and it passes through the point 8, -9. Okay, so first I see that I'm looking for something that's perpendicular to a 0 slope. So a 0 slope's a horizontal line, so I know that my equation is going to be that of a vertical line. Remember, vertical lines are in the form x equals a number, so you want to look at the coordinate point. The point is 8. So x equals 8. Now, graphically, if I draw this, if I know that I have a vertical line and it's going through the point 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, it looks like that. Okay. Now, remember, I've also told you that you can use the mnemonic phrase hoi vux to help. So hoi tells me that a horizontal line has a 0 slope and its equation is y equals some number. A vertical line has an undefined slope, and its equation is x equals a number. All right, so my answer to this would be x equals 8. All right, a little bit harder, write an equation of a line passing through the point -3, -2 that's perpendicular to the line 4x plus 2y equals 6. All right, well, I'm back to I need a minimum. I need a point and a slope. Well, I have my point of -3, -2, but I need a slope. But I know that my line is perpendicular to this line, so I have to borrow the slope. I'm going to have to borrow the slope from this guy. So this is standard form. This is in the form ax plus by equals c. Very easy way to find the slope that we've learned is to do -a/b. All right, so I'm going to do that. So that would give me -4/2. So the slope of this line is -2. So a perpendicular slope would have to be the opposite reciprocal, which would be 1/2. Okay, so I have my slope now of 1/2. I have my point. So when I have a point and a slope, it's easy to use the point-slope equation to write the equation of a line. So that would be y minus y1 equals m times x, oops, I put a comma, m times x minus x1. All right, so we plug in. Remember, this is x1, this is y1, that's just the point. So we have y plus 2 equals 1/2 x plus 3. Now, this particular question said to put your answer in slope-intercept form, so I actually have to do that. To do that, you're just manipulating this equation because remember, it's equivalent, just written differently. So I'm going to distribute my 1/2. So I get y plus 2 equals 1/2 x plus 3/2. And then I'm going to subtract 2 to both sides. So I get y equals 1/2 x plus, okay, so now I need a common denominator. So I'm going to make that 4/2. So plus 3/2 minus 4/2, which is -1/2. So y equals 1/2 x minus 1/2. And there is the equation of the line. All right, hopefully that was a quick review of perpendicular lines and negative reciprocal slopes and even horizontal and vertical. Have a great day.